Hello.
Hello.
Dennis, I think you need to unmute.
Good morning.
Good morning. Finally.
Kumbe ni headset ziko na shida. Anyway, how are you?
We are fine. How are you?
Being good. 2 weeks break.
Okay, imekuwa holiday.
It's been a holiday before a holiday. Nimeona Christmas mazee imefika, watu wameanza kudecorate.
Wapi?
Na huku kwa malls.
November ijaanza.
Wewe hujaanza kudecorate kwako?
Sijafika huko bado.
Hebu tembea siku moja utapata budako amedecorate.
Uongo, zalai.
Kadimo umedecorate kwako?
Mi wastambui.
Kwa hiyo si una decorate ya customers. Kimutai. Yeye anamenyamaza.
Mkuu.
Mambo
Mzuri sana.
fiti. Off imekupelekaje ama ni leave hata?
Saa zingine mazao kutembea huku mazao, yani inakupata like na glance. Hadi saa hii nimeacha chaja lapi sijui wapi.
Sijali kata zima tukiwa katikati.
Sasa ya tumia tu simu.
Oh. Ni sawa basi. So, leo mazee hakuna news za maana. Okay, as in high impact. Hizi tu ndio news niko nazo mimi. Unless natumia the wrong calendar, ndio nilikuwa leave. Sheila.
Yeah.
Umeangalia kalenda wewe?
Jaangalia kalenda.
So hakuna mtu wa kunicorrect tena.
Sidhani kuna nini.
Haya.
News.
Wengine niliongea nao wakaniambia wako sherehe usiku jana, kwa hivyo si expect wakuwa wameamka hata sijui kama walilala, wameshalala. Kwa hivyo tutaendelea tu. So I hope mmekuwa mkitrade na imekuanga fiti. Kwa tumesema msee angalianga charts either way. So Bitcoin imekuwa ikipanda. Lastly tukionana ilikuwa around hapa hivi. Ilifika hadi 66 karibu 67. Alafu ika bounce back before to capture. Probably these are retracement and then itapanda, we don't know. But yeah, it's an interesting crypto. It's really an interesting one. So back to our watch list. Ambieni wengine waingie pia tuendelee. Back to our watch list. Tumekuwa tukiangalia GJ. So GJ imekuanga ikipanda. Sijui tuliachania wapi by the way. The last time I think tulikuwa huku hivi ama huku. Tulikuwa wapi? Yeye naweza kumbuka. Sheila.
Imekuwa kitambo ni aje.
Mimi siwezi kumbuka. Sijakuwa nikifanya kitu.
Tulikuwa wakati kulikuwa na watu walikuwa na buy ni aje hiyo matime.
Ati watu walikuwa wana?
Ilikuwa the bull run kwanza. Ilikuwa tu up the sky when the bulls were buy. Ukiona kwa daily ni ile masiku tuko tunapanda tu. Ilikuwa bull candles.
So
ama ilikuwa pia USD JPY.
Mimi naona kama tulikuwa hapa hivi cause kuna time tulikuwa tunaulizana kama tutaweza ku bridge this area to the upper side. Tulikuwa mahali hapa hivi actually. Tulikuwa tumefika the high end. I think tulikuwa mahali hapa kwa hii trend line. Tukasema tutaangalia price action tuone kama tutaweza kupita that area. I think tulikuwa hapo hivi. Because I did manage to get some buy here. Basi ku target higher than that. because nilimisi hii yote. But yeah, hapa sikuwa sure because we were in a very strong resistance area. But now that we are holding above that area, now that we are holding above this resistance area, we did manage to break it. We will be watching to see whether we'll get some good entry positions for the GJ and see whether we'll make even higher highs to challenge. Wow, hata weekly haionyeshi. Tutaona kama tutaweza kuchallenge hii area tupite, na tukishapita again sasa tutakuwa tuna challenge hii area, though this is a very long term because this is a monthly chart. So tutakuwa tuna target hii area in the monthly chart, but tutaangalia pia tuone kama kuna reversals that happen. So for me, GJ today and for this week I might be out of that currency pair because haijanipea clear indication of anything. Unaona ilifanya retracement ya weekly alafu ikaingia and then bado ina hold around the resistance area, so siwezi sema confidently that we'll be able to breach that area to the upper side or even get a good reversal to get some good sells. So for me, I'll be staying out of this GJ unless anyone else has a different opinion. Ian, uko na any opinion about that?
Sina any opinion hapo.
Sheila? Sheila?
No, I'm good.
Umeendea chai?
Ngoja hii meeting iishe.
Saa hii tu imeanza.
Niko njaa.
Sasa tutakufanyia aje?
Najua Monday hakunanga story mob.
Kadimona wewe, unaona aje about GJ?
No opinion.
Okay. So the Great Britain pound against the US dollar. Maze leo ni Monday. Leo ni ka hangover ya market. So on a daily time frame tumekuanga tukiangalia, so the lastly nakumbuka tulikuwa tumeget some good sells and then tukufika target yetu but tukapata reversal kubwa na tukasema tutakuwa tunaangalia whether tutakuwa tunapita I think this area to the downside, na instead of going to the downside the market did change na ikaenda juu higher. However, it managed to breach this area, so I did get some, not a very good trade, but I did get some few buys, though they were coming in. So zili hit my trail stop loss. I was trailing these, so haikufika target yenye nilikuwa na expect, but maybe I'll get a good entry again and maybe tufike hapa juu. However, I'll be very careful because I'm not convinced that it will be able to itapita hii position. Here positions. Sijui kama kila mtu anaona. So for me, I'm still a bit I'll be watching out to see how this performs. But this is this is a very strong resistance area if it decides to go up. Again, we're in a very funny area that we might get some retracement, which is already happening. So we'll be targeting that buy yenye nimechora hapo juu. So mimi nilijaribu ikanipatia some ika hit trail stop loss yangu and then I did get back na bado tena ikarudi. So hapa sasa ndio patience ina play out. Hapa ndio patience ina play out. So I'll be watching to see whether it makes higher highs and challenge this previous resistance area. However, this nitakuwa na watch out pia hii area because hapa ndio ililemewa. So the GU for me right now is a buy until confirmed otherwise. Ian, sijui kama uko na different opinion?
Ni Monday tu kwangu na the market is actually waking up too. So kutoka kesho tutakuwa very nice moves.
Awesome. For the Aussie. So pia the Aussie nakumbuka I think tulikuanga side ya chini by the time tunaachana tulikuwa tunaangalia kama we were looking to see whether we will tuta challenge this lowest area, but instead the Aussie did buy na imebuy big time actually. So imepita hii resistance area, though we are still around it. I would say this is kind of confirmed a buy, because we could call this a double bottom. We could say this is a double bottom in a daily time frame. So in an hour's time frame, I didn't get good trades on this specific market because I wasn't trading it, but this was a good buy after to get hii dip, after tumepita this trend line to the upper side. We would have bought from here, and if you missed this area, this was the next best entry. Now this will be our best new entry if at all we decide to get buys, which I believe we are still in the buyers territory, and we might be looking even to make higher highs. So this is what I'm anticipating with the Aussie. So this is in a daily time frame. So in 4 hours time frame, again we'll break it up. We'll break it down. So there's this part here that will be one, and then there will be this one here, because we can say this is a very strong resistance area. As you can see, it did form for quite some days. So in a weekly time frame, we'll be watching out. This will be our first target for the day, for the week actually, and then this will be our long-term target. So before then, again, let's remember that the market might decide to change. So we'll be looking to get our entries around where we are at us now, but we'll be watching out to see whether we get retracements. Though our stop losses, we will make sure that we reduce our we will reduce our stop losses according to our account size. Now, I won't get into details because kila mtu akona account different, but that is what I'm thinking will happen with the Aussie. So unless there is any different opinion, I think the Aussie stands for the buyers at now. And this is especially because we're holding above this guy. We're holding above this guy. Ian, sijui unaonaje?
Maze uko juu on the top kabisa tulipata ka bearish engulfment candlestick. Opo unaipata hapo juu, like that was the point where the sellers wali declare their inside the market. Lakini ukiona kwa daily actually tulikuwa na very nice double bottom yenyewe. The double bottom tulikuwa na kenye ilitupea this whole move, ilikuwa a very like ilikuwa then market ina print yani nice moves kama hizo. Lakini hadi ukiangalia sasa kwa daily you can see like tulikuwa na ka bearish engulfment huko juu. Lakini tunaweza sema tu pia tumechange tu juu, ukiangalia like tulikuwa tumebreak to some resistance point. So if the market say, mimi naweza sema on the daily say hiyo ni ka harami cross. Nitasema ni a harami cross, like ni analogy harami cross inasemanga like our sellers walikuja na volume yenyewe into the market, lakini the next day hawakuweza kuendeleza the move. So say market ukiona like tukishatoka this market break below that cross, like that doji. Unajua yesterday ama before the week closed, the last day kulikuwa na kadoji, like unaona like the market ni simply undecided hapo hivyo, that is the doji. So like ukikutanisha na the bearish engulfment hapo hivyo inakuwa na harami cross, like inasemanga kuna kuanga na danger yenyewe, like the market yenye inafaa kuendelea kwenda chini but the bears au kuendeleza the move kwenda chini. So the buyers actually, mimi naongoja tu break the resistance. Sahi itakuwa very nice. Mimi naona like sellers tena walilemewa. Na ukiangalia the previous point tulikuwa na resistance point where you got the triangle hapo. So ukiangalia like actually the market ni kaina change polarity sana, where the previous resistance point inaanza kuwa support.
So
ni kwa daily, unajua daily ndio inaongea pia. Daily inasemanga, daily inabeba weight kuliko the lower time frames.
Of course.
So hadi tukirudi kwa 4 hour niseme kuna bearish engulfment hapo hivi itakuwa ngumu. Juu ukiangalia the buyers are still holding the market very strongly. Hiyo ni opinion yangu tu.
Sawa. Hata mimi bele naona I support you. I think it's the same thing for me, but again, I'll be a bit careful because I think this market inaweza retrace kidogo before igain momentum tena ya kwenda juu. Angalia, this is how it looks in 4 hours.
Yeah.
This is how it looks in 4 hours, meaning kuna some room of going down kidogo before we get our good buys. So we will be careful with the stop losses that we place. Again, if we go below this area, we'll not be looking for any trades. If we go below this area, so this is an area where we should be very careful. If we go below this area, we'll not be looking for any trades. That is it for the Euro USD. Sheila, ulikuwa na any other opinion, different opinion ama similar opinion?
Nilikuwa nataka kujua in conclusion. Ukianalyzing huku unasema in conclusion.
Sitaki kusema in conclusion because if the market changes,
as in ukishamaliza kuanalyze and what not useme so like upeane final statement. Umeelewa?
Sawa mkuu. So in conclusion, tufanyie conclusion ya hii example. Sheila, tupatie conclusion ya hii. Wewe umeelewa nini?
Sinipa ngoja tuseme in conclusion. Mimi nimeelewa market pale iko inaweza ikamake a move up, but ikiretrace further down we have to look for trades.
Yes, we will not be looking for any trades. We won't say it is a sell until we confirm that it is a sell. So as at now,
Yeah.
we see, I think kutakuwa na some retracement on the downside, so I'll be very careful. However, if you had already gotten some good buys, I think here, then you don't need to worry unless you want to get your profits early. I think the market is still going to go up for quite some time. Euro USD, the EU. So for the EU, I did get some few trades kutoka hapa hivi mpaka hapa ikakataa kuendelea. Yeah, but this again is a funny one. As you can see in a daily time frame, this is how it looks. So the last time, guys, we were looking at this market, once we breached this area to the downside, we've been looking for sells that never made lower lows according to our target. If you guys remember, tulikuwa tuna target the lowest area. Sijui kama tunakumbuka. Tulikuwa tumesema tutakuja hadi huku. Nakumbuka tukichora hii trend line. But instead tulikatua around that area. However, it was a big move for intraday traders. Only for the swing traders maybe ilikuwa not the best, but for an intraday trader, this was a very good move. We did manage to get good sells. If you can remember, you see, that was a good sell. In a daily time frame, that's how it looks. In a 4 hours time frame, this was a good move. And nakumbuka the following day tukasema we will challenge this area, and we were targeting from here to here. Na tukasema tusiingie hapa. I remember telling Marlin this was not the best entry here because I was anticipating it will go up, and then it did form this. Ian,
Hey,
hii candlestick inaitangwa aje?
hey, niko hapa.
Hii inakaa kama twiza side ya juu, but si ka twiza kwa sababu hazitoshani.
Ukiangalia nika the weeks ama ziko at the same point ama nini, like
Weeks ziko the same point kama twiza, but the body of the candles hazitoshani.
Yeah, ni ndogo, like ukiangalia mimi hutumianga by the analogy ya kuangalia like pia na volume ya hizo candlestick, like the size of the candlestick. Kama hiyo mimi naweza sema like on a day like that ama on a session like that, unapata buyers wako na enough volume actually to push the market lower. Lakini pia so unajua unatumianga candlestick na the left, like unaangalia kwa candlestick yake to the left kulikuwa na nini. Alafu pia ukiangalia hapo mi sana inaona like nika the wicks ilifika the same point like kwa price.
Actually they
So
did.
naweza sema pia kulikuwa na cut-off. So there
Yeah.
was just simply a top. Alafu unajua pia kwa candlesticks inakuwa sana subjective. Ukiona like kuna a minimal, yani kuna kiasi chances kwamba si lazima ikuwe exactly like si kama line. Like ni wewe mwenyewe tu the interpretation and the understanding of the surrounding of the candlestick.
Anyway, so that is it guys. So for me tulikuwa tunaangalia tukasema we'll be targeting this area, and once tumefika hii area because we had already realized that the market is going up, tulikuwa tumesema we will not be looking for any more sells, but we're looking for good entries for a buy, and that is what exactly happened. The market ilijaribu na ikajaribu kuchallenge this area again, which it was unable, and it went ikapanda ikaanza kwenda juu. Now the question remains whether this market will go up and make higher highs, or it's just retracing and will go lower. Now, for me, I haven't done good analysis on this currency pair because on a weekly chart, this is how it looks like. On a daily time frame, this is how it looks like. On a 4 hours time frame, this is how it looks like. And on 1 hour time frame, this is how it looks like. In 4 hours and 1 hour, it has a double top. However, we are getting almost a triple top. In 4 hours, it has a very good double bottom. And we could also say a shoulder, head, shoulder. And then it went above. So there are a number of patterns that we could derive from this area. However, if you look at it keenly, you'll realize that the market is going up. So we're in a very funny area where we could get some good buys. However, we could get even a range so that this market comes back to this area. So if I was to get into a buy in this market right now, this is where my stop loss would be, a bit lower than this because I do not want to be exact, but this would be my target. So for me, like I said, I'm not sure of this market. So if I was to buy, this is the pips I would want to capture. But again, I would be very careful that this market may turn around and take my money. So I'll be very careful on this. So in conclusion is this, we do have two scenarios on this currency pair, Sheila. So it's either we get good buys or we get good sells. But when I'm not sure, most of the times I will not get into any trade on that currency pair until I get a good confirmation. So if this market retraces to this area and doesn't beat this area, I'll be looking for buys. If the market goes above this area, I'll again be waiting for a retracement candle or something so that I can get my buys. But if it goes below this area and doesn't come back, I'll not be looking for any trades until I confirm that the bears have taken over the market. That is the conclusion on that. Kimutai, what do you think?
Me Euro USD, I just need to do some analysis kabisa kwa currency pair.
There's a lot to look at in this currency pair. Sheila.
Yes.
By any chance ulikuwa umeiangalia?
Mimi sijaangalia charts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawa.
Sasa na make any moves yet.
Kadimo.
Hapana.
Anto. Anto ameingia na akatumute.
Anto ana figure it out.
Itakuwa tu sawa. Anto.
Niambie Juma.
Unaendesha gari nini?
Hapana, niko mahali niko wapi hivi niko kwa shop na nini tu mdogo.
Fiti. So si ndo tunaangalia. Mazee karibu uko unatujoin bana. Sijui unaendanga wapi wewe?
Niko na issue ya fiber.
Sawa, ina mambo. So
Lakini hata kiasi itatosha. Si bora nimefika.
karibu mazee. So
Sawa.
so tutakuwa tunaangalia this USD card. Mazee, USD card imetuweka parking for a very long time, if you guys can remember. Tumengangana nayo huku juu, unaona haikuwa ina make higher highs, inarudi. But finally it did make a very good move, like we said, after a very long what do you call it, let's say a consolidation and ups and downs here. We did manage to get some good sells. However, we never caught these sells up here because we were watching out for these areas very keenly. However, I did manage to get some good sells around here. The problem is there is not enough volume to push it down further, but I'm hoping it will go down. So I'm still active on this trade. I'll be watching to see how it performs. In 1 hour time frame, this is how it looks. So I'll be watching to see whether it will make lower lows on this or itarudi juu. So that is it for the USD card, unless I think it tunafaa kuangalia in depth because it has a lot of activity that was happening. As you can see, we did try to breach to the upper side. These ones became, but it was like a week. The same thing happened and was unable. And this clearly showed that the buyers were put off. Maybe the price wasn't good, so they are looking to buy at a good price, so they are waiting the market to go lower or the prices to go lower so they can buy. So my target will be here again, but I'll be using very high risk management because of the retracements that might happen. And so I'm trailing my stop losses at now, but I'm hoping that at the end of the week or even the month, this is the month, so beginning of next month, we might get some good trades up to here. That is what I'm looking for USD card. However, we'll get deeper into this as time goes by, because naona leo hatuna time mingi. For the USD JPY, nakumbuka tukisema we were watching this area very carefully. We were afraid to get in. Yeah, we were afraid to get into this. Nakumbuka tukisema Ian, nakumbuka tukiwa mahali hapa hivi tukasema we will not be looking for any buys because tumefika mahali juu kabisa. Neither were we looking for
tulikuwa tunasema tumefika juu, kumbe juu si juu.
Mazee. So after
bado ni juu zaidi.
After tumepita hii place na tukarudi ndani na to make lower lows.
Kuna nini nyingine take kabisa.
Ati? Ati nini? So after tumepita hiyo place tuliget kupanda juu na tulikuwa tushaona tumeweza kubreathe this area to the upper side. However, we never held above it for long, so we did manage to go up back again. So in 1 hour's time frame, I remember tulikuwa a few pips tulikuwa tuna try ku capture. Kama mimi I think nili capture some few pips, siku capture this long move, but clearly I knew singeingia hapa, but once I got a discount, then I knew this was it, because walijaribu bulls wakaanza kujaribu ku take over, so I knew I was getting ready for my entries, and that's when I got my entries, and my stop loss was this area. So I did manage to get that trade. However, I could hit take profit yangu. I did get out manually. So we'll be looking to see whether we get such a good retracement again before we get some move. So tutakuwa tunaangalia kama tutapata some good bears ziingia hapa ndani, and then sasa bulls waanze ku push the market higher, and that is when we'll get our good buys. Until now, we'll be targeting, because we're in a very sensitive area, remember, so we'll be targeting to see whether we'll just retrace to come back to the area that to come back to the high that we had made previously. So this chart, if you had not captured that trade, I think it is not the best one for now, unless you're scalping it. and by scalping we'll only be targeting to get back into, let me show you. Tutakuwa tuna target to kufika hii area in 1 hour. Tutakuwa tuna target to come up again. Tutakuwa tuna watch hii area. This is the area we'll be watching out to see whether we breach it to the downside. This area. This is the area that we'll be watching to see whether we'll breach it to the downside, because if we do, we'll not be looking for any trades on that currency pair. The euro card, hata hii hatujakwanga tukitrade, tumekwanga tumeiweka pending if I remember. Last week I did manage to get some good trades last week, but one and the beginning of last week I didn't manage to get some good sales on this currency pair. But hata pia haikufika kwa my target area. Pia hii haikufika to my target area. However, I did get some good trades still on the positive side, but I'm looking to see if it goes beyond this area. This is where I'm trailing my stop loss. I'll be getting out, but if it continues, then I'm looking to reach my target. So in conclusion, this Sheila, hii kazi bele ni ngumu ya kusema in conclusion. Inakaa thesis.
Inafaa hivyo baby. Unajua msi anaweza kazona utakisikia in conclusion anarudi.
Sawa, sitaki kukufikiriria cause unajua sitakuwa hapo time ya risk management.
But ni kazi yako.
Haya, sawa basi. So I'll be looking to see whether nitafika huku chini, but again if haukuwa in this trade, there is a possibility that it might come up kidogo before it goes down. So we might experience something like this. So we'll be watching out to see this area. So wacha tungoje tuone a good price action before you get your good entries on that specific currency there. Sawa. So time ndio naona tuko na 3 minutes, ndio maana naharakisha pia. For the silver has been bullish. I did manage to get some good buys last week, the closure of last week on Friday and on Thursday. There was a good move on that, and as good and on gold as well. But again, we are in a very sensitive area. So again, today being on a Monday, tutakuwa tuna watch out. There is nothing much that we'll be doing on the market because unaona tumali tumefika. We are in a very sensitive area. So we'll be looking to see whether we breach this area to the upper side so that we get more buys. But if you are in this trade currently and you haven't closed, then you're safe to wait for it to go even higher highs. And this will be our first target. Wadau, itabidi mmenikumbusha kutumia hizi vitu.
Mkwama.
Rasio kukwama kama unajua kutumia mouse ya lapisi kama kutumia kale kama mouse kana move. So tutakuwa tunaangalia kuona kama tutafika. This will be our first target once we breach this area to the upper side. However, tunaweza get a big retracement hapa, so tutakuwa tuna watch out on that area. And as well as gold pia ita behave almost the same, because easy metals most of the times zina behave almost the same. So for gold, this is a daily time frame. Ukiangalia poa, unaona gold pia ilipanda and then ika hit my trail stop loss, nikaweza ku get in back. Actually ili form on Friday evening na saa hii pia morning, so imekuwa ikiperform, imeenda on the higher side. However, unaona tuna hold kwa resistance area ya previous one, so sijatoka because na trail stop loss, but I'm hoping that it will breach this area to the upper side. However, risk management again should be very taken seriously. So in conclusion is that we will be looking for more buys on this metal, And remember this area that we were targeting previously na tukafika, ndio pia tutakuwa tuna target this time round. This will be our target area this time round. Once tumefika hapa hivi, ndio decide whether we'll continue with the buys ama tutakuwa tunaangalia ku get some retracement ama some range or anything else, but that will be our target area. So this is purely support and resistance for now. About the oil, forgive me because sababu naharakisha juu ya time, we got less than 1 minute. About oil, pia ilikuja na make higher highs. Remember, tulikuwa tumefika hapa tukasema kwanza tutakuwa tuna watch out, na a lot has been happening with the oil news. So ilifika hapo na ikaamua kaenda, so imekuanga ikibuy. So again, kama ushaachwa na hii move, I think it is the wrong time, so tutakuwa tunatafuta a good entry before we get our buys. And maybe tomorrow tutakuwa tunaangalia our targets and deeper into many of these currency pairs, especially za mwisho kwa za kujazipitia. So guys, it's been a pleasure. Tuendelea hivyo, tutakuwa tunaangalia. And may the peeps be with you. Sheila.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Kimutai bye pia.
Tupatane kesho.